years has been mega. With Doctor Who, now Law and Order, two amazing high-profile shows. And can you just give us a bit of an idea of how your life has changed in the last 3 years?
Absolutely. I mean, I remember at the launch of Law and Order, someone did say to me, how do you feel going from one big British institution into something as a successful franchise as Law and Order? And I just thought about it for a while and just said, well, I guess I feel really lucky, because that's like, one, changed my career massively. Doctor Who absolutely put it on a different kind of plane, really. And then, of course, going into something that's so established and so successful as Law and Order is a great security blanket, because you think this show is running, you know, at 20 series, so it's great to jump aboard that train. But at the same time, there's a slight pressure. We felt a slight pressure when we started that we didn't want to mess it up, you know. And we also wanted it to be true to the format, but our own and different. And I think we've achieved that. Dick's over the moon with it. So it's been really exciting 3 years.
In French, we're still waiting for the first season. We haven't seen any of the episodes.
Okay.
So if you could, for our readers, introduce your character.
Sure. I play Alicia Phillips, Crown Prosecutor Alicia Phillips. She's actually a solicitor advocate, but we felt that if we come with all these different terms, of all the different people that don't know anything about law are just going to glaze over a little bit and not quite get it. So she went through to the CPS as a solicitor, which is why she doesn't wear a wig. And she's a junior of the team, so she's the one that's the newest, if you like, and she's looking at everything with very new eyes. So she kind of uses her instinct and goes with emotion a lot more than the others. I think the cops have their own agenda when it comes to crime. Bill Patterson's character and Ben Daniels, they're a lot more established and longer in the teeth, and they're more absolute in their opinion of what the law is. And here's this new girl that, you know, is young and driven and kind of strong-willed, but is very much the eyes of the audience. So she will look at something through emotional eyes.
So we were supposed to sympathize with her a lot.
You will probably, the audience will have the opinion that she will voice. So she will, she ebbs and flows a little bit more and sees things that are not black and white and from a different angle,
Regarding Doctor Who, will you appear in upcoming episodes, in specials, for example, or the season 5 with Matt Smith?
Well, there's all sorts of stuff in the press, isn't there, about one thing or another, so of course I can't confirm or deny anything, but what I will say is, once you're involved in the world of Doctor Who, you never leave. And that's a blessing. It's a wonderful thing, because it's such a great world to be involved in, because there are constantly things going on. And I'm really good friends with Russell T Davis and Julie Gardner, so, you know, I saw them just recently, so there's always that connection there. And I love Martha, so if ever the opportunities, you know, if ever they do or continue to come up, then I'd always be involved, because I love it as well.
And how did you react when you learned Matt Smith would be the next Doctor?
Well, I think it's a really brilliant choice. I'm not overly familiar with his work, but I saw an interview that he did, and just from the interview, I just think he's naturally got a really old head on young shoulders. He seems to have such a wisdom about him, and he was really articulating himself well, and then at the same time there's these bursts of complete excitable energy, and I think, what more do you need, really? He's just got to transpose that into the Doctor, and he's there. So I'm really happy for him. I'm really happy for the new companion, Karen. I think it's great that, I was thinking about her, and she's got something like from all of us. She's got Rose's kind of look, that kind of, you know, tomboy look going on, girl next door. She's got Catherine's red hair, she's Scottish like David, and she's got the same story as me. She was in a small part last series, and they offered her now the big role. So she's like an amalgamation of all of us. So I wish her, this is such an exciting time for her, and when I meet up with her, which inevitably you do at these, you know, Doctor Who functions, I will absolutely repeat that to her, that this is the start of like a massive something. When you go into that part, it's such a coveted part, and it really does make you a household name and kind of open doors really.
Did you get to know Catherine and Billy at all? I mean, you've obviously met up with them, I can imagine, in the way you just said. I mean,
Yeah.
How did you get along?
I worked with Catherine for the 5 episodes of series 4, so I've spent more time with her than I have Billy. Billy I was with for the ending, the big end, we were all together, and then we did a little shoot together for some Doctor Who pictures, so we spent some time then. She's adorable. I love that she had a massive bar of chocolate on her, so I was able to share that. Brilliant. And Catherine, I just was so relieved because I was such a big fan. I am such a big fan of her show and of her. And you know when you feel like that about somebody and before you meet them, you think, oh, I wonder if I hope they don't disappoint me, or like I hope we're going to get on and everything. Within a moment, I mean, not only is she that person on the show, so therefore she is funny, clever, witty, really entertaining, but the other side of her as well, that you get to see when you get to know her as well. I love that we could have random conversations. I mean, we would talk about breakfast cereals we like to mix together, and what makes the best flavour. And I wouldn't always be able to have conversations with David about things like that, because he'd kind of go, Freema. So suddenly, actually, I was finding in her somebody that I could talk about randomness with. So the three of us had a really great time for those 5 hours.
About your character, about Alicia, from what I've read, you and her share some well, you have common points,
sure.
Especially from the place you grew in.
Yeah.
And she grew also. I think you call that a council estate in Great Britain.
Yeah.
So, did you? Do you feel you share stuff with her, and you use your own experience to?
Yeah. Well, that was the really great thing about going into a show like this, where the format is established, but starting a character completely from scratch. So it was a great benefit for us that we weren't emulating any particular person. We were having to create these people from scratch. So we had